Anybody against this? Let me put the question. Those in favor that this bill read second time, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the Senate. Sorry, Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of the federal cooperative colleges and for other matters connected therewith, 2018, second reading.
A bill for an act to provide for the establishment of the federal cooperative colleges and for other matters connected there in 2018, second reading taken. This bill is referred to tertiary institutions report back in 4 weeks. Leader of the Senate.
The second order of the day is the second reading of the Federal College of Education, Ila-Orangun, Osun State, Establishment, etc. Bill 2018. Distinguished senators, you will kindly recall that the bill was read the first time in this chamber on Tuesday, 6th February 2018. Mr. President, you may wish to invite my humble self, Senator Olushola Adeyeye, to move the motion for the bill to be read a second time.
Senator Adeyeye, acting leader, sponsor of the bill.
Mr. President, sir, I thank God that the gods finally allowed my microphone to come up. My distinguished colleagues, I need your help. No. I need your help because I brought before you a bill proposing the establishment of a federal college of education in the state of Osun, in particular in my own senatorial district. I want to provide a short historical background on why this is necessary. When Osun was carved out of Oyo, the then government passed a decree that made every institution already established in the geographical space of Oyo to remain in Oyo, and all the ones which were already present in Osun to remain in Osun. That makes sense. But it created one serious problem. And the problem was that of the two new states then, Osun geographically was the smaller, population-wise was the smaller, but Osun inherited the majority of the state institutions. For example, whereas the Federal University at Ibadan remained in Oyo, the Federal University in Ife remained in Osun. When it came to the polytechnics and the colleges of education, most of them were now inherited by the smaller state, such that we had the College of Education in Ilesha, Nila, Polytechnic in Osun, and Ire, and in SRK. Unfortunately, Osun did not and does not have the resources to maintain this myriad of educational institutes. Consequently, because of the scarcity of funds, these schools are poorly run, poorly maintained, leading to endless crises. What I've come to ask from my dear colleagues is help. Right now, there is a federal university in Osun East. Right now, there's a federal polytechnic in Osun West. But there is no federal presence of a tertiary education level in Osun Central. So all we are asking is to make life easy for Osun and also make it easy for the federal government to have a federal institution in Osun Central by simply doing what the federal government has done many times in the past, acquire the current College of Education, which is in Ilara-Ogun, and it will be a big relief to Osun. The establishment will not cost too much fund to the federal government, and therefore, with your lead, I now read the prepared statement. Mr. President, my highly respected colleagues, permit me to lead the debate for this very important bill, which seeks to provide for the establishment of the Federal College of Education at Ilara-Ogun, Osun State. This bill, as you all recall, was read for the first time in this chamber on Wednesday, 31st January 2013. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, we all know that education is the bedrock of a modern society. When he was asked what would be his 3 topmost priorities to the development of the United Kingdom, former Prime Minister Tony Blair said, my highest priority will be education, my second highest priority will be education, and my third highest priority will be education. It's in that vein that the existence of a sound and robust educational system in any country is predicated on the availability of qualified and well-trained teachers to impart the required knowledge on the students. Thus, the need to have a strong system in our educational system. And that shall be continually producing well-qualified and trained teachers as is obtainable in other developed countries. The object of this federal college, among others, will include to encourage the advancement of learning to all persons without distinction of race, creed, sex, or political gender, political conviction. 2, to develop and offer academic and professional programs leading to the awards of certificates. Please delete all the other things thereafter. The NCE right now is not authorized to award degrees, but the Council on Education is working on revisions. But in addition, to provide emphasis on the planning, developmental and adaptive skills in education, technology, applied science, agriculture, commerce, arts, social science, humanities, management, and allied professional disciplines. That is, college of education will simply impact the educational component of all disciplines as may be dictated by the federal government of Nigeria to produce socially mature, educational men and women with the capabilities not only to understand the educational need of Nigeria as a nation, but also to exploit existing educational infrastructure and improve and develop new ones. To act as agents and catalysts for effective educational system through post-college training, research and innovation for effective economic utilization and conservation of the country's human resources. To bring quality change in education by focusing on teacher education through teaching and learning innovation. Mr. President, my esteemed and respected colleagues, the enactment of this bill will help in transforming the educational fortunes of the people of Osun Central Senatorial District in particular, and Osun State in general. The enactment of this bill will help not only in transforming the decayed educational infrastructure in Nigeria. Therefore, distinguished colleagues, it is my prayer and ardent wish to ask you to comply the people, to consider the plight of the people of Osun Central who are desirous for this College of Education and who have already awarded plenty of their land resources to facilitate this. In line with Order 77, Subsection 3 of the Senate Standing Order, as amended, a compendium of financial implications of the establishment of the college has been attached. I also want to inform you that once we enjoy your grace to have this college established, the minority leader, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has promised that he's coming to that college as my friend to help to launch an endowment fund that will be among the best in this republic. And I'm sure that Senator Akpabio, as my friend, will do just that. Therefore, I urge you, my dear colleagues, to please support the expeditious passage of this bill. I count on you. Thank you very much.
Senator Delegate.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I have to congratulate Senator Adeyeye. That is my state that we are talking about here. I know the ancient town of Ila very well. By the way, I thought my big ebon, I thought we mentioned Federal Polytechnic in Ede, because we have a federal presence in West. And then, of course, in the central there is no federal presence. In the old adage of the Negro fund in the United States, they always say that a mind is a terrible thing to waste in education. And that area of that Asian town need support to improve education there, because that area, they love to study, they love to go to school. I hereby support the bill so that as a matter of urgency. Thank you very much.
Senator Gamade.
Thank you, Mr. President. My distinguished colleagues, my name is Barnabas Gamade. I rise to support this bill that has been so graphically presented. This bill is in conformity with the recent decision of the Senate to streamline establishment of federal institutions. Chief Whip, can you call them to order? I know that this bill has come to this floor several times, and each time it came, it had a compendium of expenditure attached to it. I wonder why today they have forgotten to photocopy that last page. Be that as it may, this bill coming from the Chief Whip of the National Assembly, and by the grace of God, acting leader of Senate today, had been a simple subject matter of simply requesting the conversion of an existing